Namaste.
Writings on the wall inside my head, inside of me.
Hello beautiful beings, welcome back to my channel, Hippie Housewife. If you are new, welcome as well. I post 2 to 4 videos a week, all pertaining to the hippie housewife lifestyle, and that consists of dreadlocks, hula hooping, DIYs, nature, hacks, arts, etc, etc. So definitely consider subscribing and sticking around. We would love to have you on board. Welcome. And now let's dive into the purpose of this video. As you can tell by the title, it is called How Often to Maintain Your Dreadlocks. So most likely you are somebody who has just started to embark on the dreadlock journey. Therefore, you have all these questions on how to maintain them, how often to, how am I supposed to shampoo them, yada yada, so on and so forth. All that lovely jazz. I am here to help you. I have been on my dread journey for 2 years now, as well as I do dreadlocks for all of my clients. So this is all based off of personal experience and some advice and tips from me to you. So let's get started. In a nutshell, I have about 7 must-do, top priority or go-tos when it comes to dread maintenance and your root maintenance. And I'm going to quickly cover those very briefly because I have a video out on all of those. I will leave all the goodie links down below. But for starters, there are the spray or shower in a bottle. There are essential oils in dread maintenance. There are also your base conditioning oils, as well as crochet hooks, as well as rubber bands. And then for my last 2 would be palm rolling and circular or clockwise rubbing. So those 7 are usually your bare basics when it comes to maintaining your dreadlocks. Now, the big secret answer to the big secret, I guess it's really not a secret, question of how often should you maintain, obviously the preference is yours entirely. Do not listen to everybody and how you're supposed to do your hair. You base it upon all the knowledge and the goodies and the videos and the readings that you're doing and incorporate it within your dread journey and your life, because they're your dreads, it's your head, and it's your life, period. But if I could give a recommendation, I would say if you are in the beginning stages of your dread journey, more maintenance is needed in the first few months of the dread life. However, less and less maintenance will be needed as your timeline continues to go deeper in. So, for example, 3-month-old dreads, a lot of maintenance. 6-month-old dreads, kind of a lot of maintenance. 1-year dreads, not hardly as much as you were doing. And after the 1.5-year mark and about to the 2-year point where I am right now, I do barely any maintenance whatsoever. Now, let's break down the different maintenance categories. So basically, once a week I will do actual maintaining to my dreads just as I would if I had regular hair. So that consists of shampooing, my little shower in a bottle mister spray that has essential oils and goodies within it, as well as maybe some separating, and that's about it. That's the extent that I do with my dreads on a weekly basis, as well as conditioning my scalp. Not with real conditioner, with the conditioner that I have made, my own concoction. I will elaborate in a little while. Basically, I will do the essential oils, the spray, the oil conditioning, and the shampooing once a week on my head. Definitely just the shampooing once a week. And then I will do the spray almost every single day, especially on the days that I don't shampoo, because the spray mister bottle is a great way to loosen up everything and kind of switch your part over, get all the little wispies to lay down, as well as you're putting essential oils in this. Your key ones should be your key components like your tea tree oil, lavender, rosemary, things like that. So you are applying all the goodness to your dreads that your dreads need to thrive, as well as you feel refreshed. Now, the base oils once a week. I probably do this 2 to 3 times a week, and I will condition my scalp with it. No, I do not dump it all over myself. I will put some on my palm, rub it all around, and then flip my head over, go in between all the dreads until my palms are touching my scalp, and I will massage all over my scalp to help with dandruff and itchy dry scalp, because this is going to be your conditioning. And then as far as the shampooing, like I stated, that will be done once a week for me 2 years in. In the beginning stages of your dread journey, you do not want to shampoo too often, but some probably would do maybe 2 to 3 times a week. You don't want to do it too often in the very first couple months because your dreads are trying to knot up and you don't want to constantly keep manipulating them to undo themselves, basically. However, you need to find a good balance for yourself because your head and your scalp is trying to adjust to your new products, as well as your dreads are trying to lock up and mature. So those are all things to take into consideration when you're starting off on your dread journey. The longer you go into the dread journey and the deeper into the journey you are, you'll notice maintenance can be done way less. Now, the maintenance that can be done way less does not go towards the actual cleansing and grooming and conditioning, but into the other bulletin topics that I had said earlier. I couldn't get that out for some reason. So some people choose to do rubber bands to do root maintenance. Root maintenance is derived around the whole concept of all the growth and the loose, wispy ends that you're trying to get to lock and knot up into the dreadlock without just making a matted, crazy mess. Some people will use rubber bands to take those new pieces of growth or what has worked its way out while they're trying to mature and match them back up to the dread that they're supposed to go to, and then put rubber bands in those areas. I'm not a fan of the rubber bands. However, it works for some people. Don't keep them in for long periods of time because you will actually go against the grain of what you're actually trying to accomplish, and you will get all these like knotted, tangle, wispy ends everywhere. So you're better off to go into crocheting. I don't highly recommend these. These cause more breakage than the latch hook. This can also be purchased online, and I have plenty of goodies to link down below, including demonstration video on how to use. But the latch hook literally opens, stick it through the dread, grab that hair, close the latch, pull it back through the dread, weave the hair around, and do it all over again. Okay? This grabs the hair instead of stuffing it all in vigorously, which most people will do with these guys, and that causes breakage and damage. So, when it comes to how often should you do root maintenance, not just the grooming stuff of 1 to 2 times a week, okay? But back to the root maintenance part, whether you're choosing rubber bands or crochet hooks or palm rolling or the circular or clockwise rubbing, which, really quick, is done like this. Peace sign it, okay? Peace sign it again, and do like so. Keep the palm on your head still and the one above your head rotating. You will create a wrap of the loose ends and wispies around that dreadlock, therefore helping it to knot up later on. So when it comes to maintenance in those aspects, whether it's the crochet hook or the rubber bands or the palm rolling or the circular or clockwise rubbing, I do those once a month or once every 2 to 3 months. 2 years into my dread journey. However, if you are lesser than me and say you are 6 months into your dread journey or 3 months into your dread journey, you will probably want to do these at least 1 time a month, maybe 2 to 3 times a month, because as you're washing and things are still trying to lock up, they're loose, they're wispy, they're fraying, they're frizzy, and you want them to get back into stuckness with that dreadlock. So in that aspect, it could be a little bit tedious. Some would say that dreads don't take a lot of maintenance, but they kind of do if you want a particular style or look. If you're going neglect method, all natural, kudos to you. It is completely your decision, completely your choice, and then your maintenance can be extremely bare minimal. Now, leading back into the very beginning of this video to answer your question, how often should you do maintenance on your dreads as far as grooming, shampooing, conditioning, essential oils? The option is completely up to you, and my recommendation, figure out what jives well with you when it comes to experimenting with your products. Go as natural to 100% organic earth that you can, because you do not want to create a bunch of chemical residue buildup within your dreads. That's a whole different problem in itself, leading to dread rot, leading to you lost your dreads. That really sucks. Okay, so Now, answering back to the question, how often to do dread maintenance when it comes to crochet hooks, rubber bands, and all that jazz? Once a month, once every couple of months. Again, the longer you are on the journey, the dreads tend to take care of themselves. I now am to the point that my roots actually dread. I'm going to give you a good example here. I just did maintenance on myself yesterday and into today. It took me 2 hours total to go through all of the frays and stick them back into the dread that it should go with, as well as I had a new growth. That's why I tend to do it once every like 2 months, 1 month, 3 months. In that range, I tend to float depending on the season, like what I've been doing, lots of yard work, yada yada. So let me get a good example here. This guy right here. Okay, I haven't dyed my hair in a while, as you can tell. So you can see my natural hair color and where it tones out into the dyed hair color. This area has got its own, like, it's even flat, okay, because of like laying on my head and whatnots. It's dreaded itself. This whole area up to where that color is when I really started to just like taper off from overly maintenancing my dreads and letting them start to do their own thing because they were old enough to do so. So your roots will pretty much start to take on from there, and that goes back into me saying your dreads will start to take care of themselves for the most part. Now obviously there's still going to be minimal maintenance, and it does depend on how particular you are when it comes to all the frizzies and the frays and trying to get all that root craziness back into the dread it should be in. But in a nutshell, the preference is yours. That is it, folks. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope this content was helpful. It gave you some helpful tips, maybe some pros and cons, some, you know, leaning this way, leaning that way, and I don't know. I hope that you can find the best option for you that suits your needs and your dread head. And remember, it's your head, your dreads. Do it how you want to do it. Now, don't forget to look down below. I have loads of videos all pertaining to how to make your own mister bottle, how to make your own conditioning for your oils and stuff on top of your head, how to appropriately crochet and appropriately latch hook crochet, as well as a root maintenance video that I will link down below that has a little bit of everything explaining the whole shindig to you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Question and comment down below. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you really soon. I hope you're having a blessed day. Bye.